The young players, everybody looks up to this young man. 20 years of age. He is so cool, so composed, so chilled, as he says. I mean, he just makes the game look so easy and effortless. For a 20-year-old to be playing at this level and doing what he is, that's why he's coveted by pretty much everybody in Europe.
Real Madrid may have just pulled off the most underrated move of the summer, and hardly anyone's paying attention. A 20-year-old defender who's strong, composed, and can pass like a midfielder. Calm under pressure, dangerous in the air, and tactically sharp. Everything Xabi Alonso needs to bring his vision to life. His name? Dean Huijsen.
Towards the back post. Huijsen! Dean Huijsen with the header! Long throw-in into the area. Huijsen heads goalwards! And you know the rest!
Here's why this 20-year-old could be the perfect defender for the next era of Real Madrid. It's been a long time since Real Madrid signed a centre-back with a long-term plan in mind. Yeah, they've had Rudiger, Alaba, and even used Tchouaméni at centre-back, but none were about building for the next decade. It was all short-term fixes, reacting to injuries or patching holes when necessary. But now things feel different. With Xabi Alonso coming in, Madrid didn't go for another expensive veteran. They went for Dean Huijsen, a 20-year-old at Bournemouth. And this is the part that throws people off, because Bournemouth isn't exactly the club you'd expect Real Madrid to shop at. But if you look closely, this move wasn't random, it was smart. Huijsen isn't just some young prospect, he's someone who's already been thrown into the fire of Premier League football and came out looking like he belongs. He played tough matches, dealt with high pressure and stood out. That's what caught Real Madrid's attention. Madrid could have gone after a big name, they had the budget, but instead they chose someone who fits what they're building. Young, composed, technically strong, and already experienced beyond his age. This isn't about hype, it's about finding the right piece for the system Xabi wants to build. So, yeah, it's not a flashy transfer, but it's the kind of move that makes sense when you're thinking long-term, when you're building something real. Dean Huijsen didn't just show up out of nowhere, he's been quietly rising through the ranks, and March 2025 was when everything changed. At Bournemouth, he started showing levels that you don't normally expect from a 19-year-old defender, especially one adapting to the intensity of the Premier League. He wasn't just surviving, he was controlling games, reading situations early, and playing like someone 10 years older. And then the Spain call-up. Luis de la Fuente saw the same thing everyone else had been noticing. He brought Huijsen into the Spanish national team, not just to fill numbers, but to play. He made his debut against the Netherlands, and he didn't look out of place for a second. Calm, focused, and reliable under pressure. He didn't just have a good game, he earned trust. So much so that he started again in the second leg. For a 20-year-old who had never been in the senior setup before, that kind of confidence from the coaching staff says everything. Spain saw it, Madrid saw it, and now Xabi Alonso is ready to make him a key piece of the future. This wasn't hype-driven, it was performance-driven. Huijsen didn't need a marketing machine. His football spoke loud enough. But what kind of defender is Dean Huijsen? He's not just tall and strong, he's smart, really smart. The first thing you notice is how composed he is on the ball. He doesn't panic even under pressure. He knows when to slow the game down and when to move it forward quickly. For a team like Madrid that wants to build from the back, that's a massive advantage. And let's not ignore his size. He's 6'4", but he's not stiff. He moves well, covers wide areas, and can handle quick attackers. That combination of size, technique, and awareness makes him stand out. Huijsen isn't just a physical presence or a ball-playing centre-back, he's both, and that's exactly why he fits into the kind of system Xabi wants to build at Madrid. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, please hit the subscribe button, that would really help us. Thank you. Offensively, here's what Xabi needs going forward. When you watch him play, you quickly realise he's not just there to defend, he's constantly involved in building attacks and making things happen further up the pitch. First, the obvious part is set pieces. Real Madrid have been a real threat from corners and free kicks over the last year. Rudiger has scored some crucial goals, and Tchouaméni has chipped in too. But with Huijsen coming in, Madrid are adding another dominant aerial presence inside the box. At 6'4", he's got the height, but more importantly, he knows how to use it. He times his runs well, he attacks the ball with power and doesn't get bullied off the ball. At Bournemouth, defenders struggled to deal with him during corners. Even when he didn't score, he forced goalkeepers into uncomfortable situations or pulled defenders away to create space for others. Set pieces aren't just about the guy who scores, they're about creating chaos in the box. Huijsen gives Madrid another way to do that. Now imagine this: Rudiger at the near post, Tchouaméni crashing in the middle, and Huijsen arriving late at the back post. That's a nightmare for any defence to organise against. Madrid already had good aerial options, now they've added another serious weapon. But his influence doesn't stop there. What makes him stand out is his passing. Huijsen is excellent with the ball at his feet, and not just in a simple, safe way. He breaks lines, he looks forward not sideways. Whether it's a quick pass into midfield, a driven ball into a striker's feet, or a long diagonal switch out to the wing, Huijsen's passing range is already at a very high level. That's a big deal under Xabi Alonso, because in his system, defenders are involved in the build-up. They don't just recycle possessions, they initiate attacks. It's not enough to win the ball, you need to know what to do with it. That's where Huijsen shines. His first instinct is to pass the ball. He scans, he finds space, and he plays with purpose. And Madrid needs that, especially against teams that sit deep with low blocks, where it takes a sharp pass or an unexpected switch to open the game up. Huijsen gives them exactly that from the back. And one more thing, he's confident playing under pressure. Pressing doesn't faze him. When teams try to press high, he stays calm, takes a touch, and picks the right pass. That's huge in games where Madrid want to dominate possession, but also move quickly when the chance opens up. So, when you look at Huijsen from an offensive point of view, you're not just getting someone who can head the ball into the net, you're getting someone who can start the attack, control the rhythm, and unlock the front line with a single pass. For a club like Madrid and a coach like Xabi Alonso, that's exactly the kind of centre-back you build around. Defensively, he is also a beast. I mean, he's not just a young centre-back with potential, he's already showing the traits of a modern elite defender who understands both the tactical demands of the game and the physical battles that come with it. In Xabi Alonso's system, defenders can't sit deep and stay compact. The entire structure is built on aggressive, forward-thinking fullbacks who push high to create overloads in attack. At Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi used Jeremy Frimpong, almost like a right winger. Frimpong was constantly bombing forward, hugging the touchline, occupying high and wide areas. He was so advanced at times that the team almost looked like it was playing with just 3 defenders during transitions. But it worked, and the reason it worked was because of the right-sided centre-back covering behind him. That role is crucial. The fullback pushing forward is not just a bonus in Xabi's system, it's a requirement. It's how his teams create width, stretch opponents, and dominate games. That was a big part of why Bayer were so dominant in the Bundesliga last season. They suffocated teams by keeping the fullbacks high and pinning wingers deep. But this only works if the centre-backs are mobile, intelligent, and composed enough to cover all that space behind the fullbacks when possession is lost. That's exactly what Dean Huijsen is built for. He already showed it at Bournemouth. Milos Kerkez loved to get forward and join attacks on the left, and Huijsen would routinely slide over into the wide area to provide cover. He didn't panic, he didn't get dragged out of position, he handled the responsibility calmly, tracking rumours, blocking passing lanes, and forcing opponents away from danger. He's shown he can do the same job that Leverkusen's centre-backs had to do for Frimpong. And now, with someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold expected to play in that high hybrid role at Madrid, Huijsen's defensive flexibility becomes even more valuable. Trent is world-class in the final third, but he isn't going to win many one-on-ones when defending counters. That's where Huijsen steps in. He's the perfect fit to slot into that right-sided centre-back role. Sweep behind Trent, deal with fast wingers in space, and make sure Madrid aren't left vulnerable. He's quick across the ground, tall enough to dominate aerially, and smart with his positioning. He knows when to engage and when to hold the line. Speaking of aerial dominance, that's another layer he brings to Madrid's defence. The team already has Rudiger and Tchouaméni, who've been strong in set-piece situations. But Huijsen adds more height and aggression. He's fearless in the air, whether it's defending corners, free kicks, or just clearing long balls. It might not be the flashiest quality, but it's a crucial one, especially in tight matches where set pieces can decide everything. Madrid didn't concede many dead balls last season, but this gives them an extra edge. an extra layer of insurance. And what impresses me most about him is his maturity. He steps out to press forward with confidence when needed. He's not afraid to apply pressure to strikers who drop deep, and when he does that, it helps Madrid compress the field, keep their structure compact, and regain possession quicker. Xavi's system thrives on winning the ball high and pinning teams in, and Huijsen's proactiveness fits right into that philosophy. He's also vocal, constantly organising the defence, guiding his teammates, and showing a level of leadership that's rare for his age. He doesn't get flustered even under pressure. That composure, combined with his understanding of space and timing, makes him a natural fit in a defensive unit that's going to be stretched at times, but also needs control. So, when you look at it, his ability to cover wide spaces, his awareness in transition, his aerial dominance, and his composure in high-stakes moments, it's clear Huijsen isn't just a smart signing. He's the piece that could unlock everything Xavi wants to do with Madrid's defence. And if the plan is to let Trent roam forward and dominate the right wing, then having someone like Huijsen behind him becomes not just helpful, it becomes essential. Xabi Alonso is building something special at Real Madrid. He's blending youth with experience, mixing tactical intelligence with raw talent, and Dean Huijsen fits perfectly into that puzzle. This isn't just a signing for the future, it's a player who can step in and make a real difference on both ends of the pitch right away. He brings the physicality, the calmness, and the versatility Madrid needs to thrive under Xavi's demanding style. Of course, there's still work to do. The team's chemistry has to grow, and they'll face some tough challenges ahead, especially with a big target like the FIFA Club World Cup on the horizon. But if Huijsen continues developing the way he has, and if Xavi can keep moulding this squad with the right balance, Madrid could have something exciting on their hands. But what do you think? Does Huijsen increase their chances of winning the FIFA Club World Cup? And did Madrid make the right signing? Well, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out our last video on why Vinicius should be scared of Xabi Alonso. Thank you.